Ladies and gentlemen, members and guests, thank you for coming tonight. Tonight I will be discussing how to prepare a Toastmaster speech, and I will be covering the key points I will be covering in this is how to go about structuring a speech, from that to how to handle a speech with visual aids, vocal variety, and mostly through utilizing the manuals and the mentorship programs available, as Toastmasters has a lot of wonderful things to offer in this area. To start with, you can start an introduction with a question, something to lead in to gather the audience's interest, such as, has anybody been to New Zealand, if the speech is about New Zealand, and to garner or anything like that would relate specifically to the topic. There are a few ways to prepare, and I would strongly recommend that you try different ways to find out what works best for you. You can use note cards, Key One's note cards. Also, write on a notepad, like a structure or an outline of a speech is a good way to do it. So you get some idea, and then you can expand from there. And usually, a format of an introduction comes in 3 parts. A discussion about what I just mentioned about what I was going to talk about. Up to 3 points usually are good. Followed by the 3 points in depth, and then, which is also known as the body of the speech. Followed by a brief conclusion of what was covered. You might also want to add a little call to action on that. That's generally what at most that you want in that. For speeches with visual aids, selection of the right visuals that is very important, as far as and specifically at the right times, and which is something that's covered in the manuals. And it's also key to important to inform the Toastmaster of the evening with as much detail prior to what you're presenting, along with the topic and the topic number, along with the objectives of the speech, so it's 100% clear to the Toastmaster and ultimately for your audience, for everybody involved. With visuals, it's also a great idea to coordinate prior with someone who can move the slides for you, another member, and also to coordinate when to move the slides, so your focus really is on everybody on the audience, whether it's from the left to you, to the front, and then to the right. Pausing a couple of seconds each point so that everybody sees you're making eye contact with them. You might want to write if it's for speech having to do with vocal variety. You might want to mention some marks in your notes with words that need special emphasis and on what part of the speech. A key point, and I definitely fail forward on this one, is to practice 10 times, ideally, in front of a mirror, which this speech has been very instrumental for, because it pushes one to push and record to refine it. And also get a mentor. Your VP of Education is wonderful, instrumental for this, and we'll find you a mentor that you can bring this by to cover the key points, get feedback, even be a second pair of eyes to maybe see something that you might not have seen. After all, the best speech writers and best writers have proofreaders or editors to proofread their work to make sure that they got everything correct and didn't miss anything. So yes, that is a key piece of feedback there. Now the manuals, most importantly. For your competent communicator, you'll have a manual covering 10 speeches, and then you have advanced ones that you can choose from that usually are 5 speeches each, of which you're preparing 10 speeches for your advanced communicator bronze, 10 speeches for advanced communicator silver, and 10 speeches for advanced communicator gold. So in a total of 6 of those manuals, which serve as a great guide on terms of how to prepare and so forth. We'll give you, and then basically Another thing with getting ready is to learn how to recognize and embrace stage fright. And basically, do it anyway. Nike says just do it, or feel the fear and do it anyway. And as even a flop in a speech is a failing forward, as a title of the book John Maxwell had written about 10 years ago. Mark Twain has stated that to do what you fear most, and the death of that fear is certain. It's a very key point, and I'm sure there's many others that have come into this point. In short, there are many resources available to you in giving a speech, from the speech's structure, to how to give the speech in visual, whether it's visual aids, vocal variety, showing, and most importantly, utilizing Toastmasters' valuable resources, and many resources and guides. Also, you can look at the website too. And to reach your competent communicator and or advanced communicator guides, your vice president of education is an invaluable guide to you in this. And I highly recommend you ask for a mentor, as the best of everybody have them, including even Tiger Woods has a coach or a mentor to go through as a sounding board to improve and offer feedback and tips. I can meet with you on the side in person or even over Skype if you're not able to meet. So I wish you all the best in this, and hope this is of value to you, and please ask me if you have any questions on the site. Thank you very much.